Hello and welcome to Happy Foot, Sad Foot, your LAFC gateway drug and the only LAFC podcast that's here to remind you to cancel your DAZN subscription. I'm Travis Helwig.
I'm Vince LaRosa. Guess what we already cut out?
And I'm Darren Miller. That was a genuinely helpful reminder. Thanks, Travis. Welcome to our double preview of LAFC's MLS matches this week. First versus Minnesota on Wednesday, July 16th at 5:30 p.m. at Alliance Field. And then El Trafico versus the Galaxy on Saturday, July 19th at 7:30 at BMO Stadium. You can watch both on MLS Season Pass on Apple TV Plus, and our live post-game call-in show will start 10 minutes after the final whistle at youtube.com/@HappyFootSadFoot. Dress code, as always, for the live stream is our latest merch available over at HappyFootSadFootPod.com, except for our twice sold out Don't Ask Questions limited edition patron-only scarf, but tons more is available still on our website. And if you're a Patreon member, you get 15% off.
Later in the show, we'll continue our never-ending quest to truly understand how small Riqui Puig is. And of course, we'll discuss all these week's storylines and make some bets. But first, you won't let us start the show without demanding it. It's time for listener-mandated banter. Boys, we missed a postgame this week.
We did.
The people needed us.
Our deepest apologies.
I, for one, want to sincerely apologize. I wanted to do the postgame, but the two of them wouldn't let me. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I'm sorry.
You can't be trusted to do it alone. We saw what happened. You got a whole nation mad at us.
That is true. The nation of Tunisia got angry with the podcast.
Yeah. We're still dealing with that.
We're still digging ourselves
We got
out
a lot
of
of death threats from Tunisia.
I had a trip planned to Tunisia. Can't go now.
Not anymore, yeah.
I do think ISIS had a stronghold in Tunisia for a period of time. So,
Oh, wow.
not a good country.
For
just
a period
doubling
of time,
down,
you're
huh?
right. But now it's an Airbnb, and I was going to stay there.
Terrorists are very likely to try to carry out attacks in Tunisia, according to the UK government.
Travis is
What
reading
year was
from The
that?
Guardian, of course.
Or the sun.
I just want to say we love the people of Tunisia, no matter your political persuasion or religion. If you want to carry out attacks against the West, just know that we support you.
How many?
We're going to go ahead and scrap this entire thing.
Okay,
How many
you don't have to
come
scrap it.
on.
We know it's not.
But I want to know how many do you think we carried as listeners? Like a few had to stick
Tunisians?
around. Yeah.
I bet we got a couple. We're pretty good.
If you're from Tunisia and you were a fan of Tunis and you were like, this podcast isn't bad, I'll keep listening, let us know in the comments, please.
A sold-out scarf.
We will find
find
another
one.
scarf that
I
dropped off
have
the
one.
back
I
of a
will
truck.
give you mine.
I don't even have one. We'll give you Vince's. If you're
Yes.
from Tunisia and you write to us right now,
That's the scarf
you're
off our
listening.
back.
we'll give you a scarf off our back. We'll mail it to Tunisia. We don't know how much that costs, but we'll do it.
Priceless. Costless?
Worth it. If it gets me
Worth
off
it.
the no-fly list to Tunisia, I'm in.
I do
we're
feel
doing
like
this as an olive branch, not for your benefit.
he does. No, he
Well,
got.
I mean, it's underneath the olive branch.
But both.
It's earmarked.
Okay.
I feel like I've noticed every time not every time, but often if we have people from other podcasts on, we get like a couple of their listeners to stick around. And there's a couple people who I will not out, who are very vocal supporters of other teams online and actively talk shit about our team that I know for a fact listen to every episode of our show. So just something to consider.
Because they send you
Death
Nudes,
threats?
yeah.
death threats. Yeah.
Nudes? Death threats? What's it going to be?
Both.
What's the difference? It's a nude holding a gun.
God.
That's kind of sexy.
Yeah, it seems like something you'd be into, Vince.
Yeah.
Like you love the Roxy, and that feels very metal. Is like a woman holding like a big gun.
Yeah, I mean,
It
pretty
feels
much
very metal.
everything in the Rainbow Room is just plastered with just like Playboy Playmates, AK-47s. Not separate, always together.
That's wild.
I've thought about having an ironic man cave, and I just can't do it. But like, there's something funny about if I ever got a house big enough, like if this room was big enough for me to put things on the walls that weren't a beautiful tapestry,
Yes.
like a framed poster of like a hot babe next to a Lamborghini from the 90s, like that feels like
That's
something
funny.
that I would like to have as an adult, and like shitty 10 rules for the man cave that you have to follow.
Oh, rules. That's so funny.
No women allowed. Like whatever have you ever seen those posters at like the
Yeah.
boardwalk?
It's very Little Rascals-esque.
Yeah.
When people come in, you hand out big dog T-shirts to everybody
Ooh.
as they walk in the door.
Big Dog.
Sleeves cut
remember
off.
Big Johnson?
Big Johnson
No.
was cool, man.
I don't
Big
remember
Johnson
that at
was
all.
funny.
Yeah.
Big Johnson was funny.
What was it?
It was like horny Big Dog.
Yeah. You know what? That was the tagline. It's like
We're
horny
like
Big Dog.
Big Dog, but horny.
It was like if Big Dog was like the G-rated version and one was the PG-rated version, Big Johnson was the PG-13 version, right? Like it was more. Sometimes it was probably even R. It was like the novelty T-shirt at the mall that your unemployed stepbrother gets.
Yeah.
Spencer's Gifts?
It was like broier than Spencer's Gifts.
Oh, wow.
Spencer's Gifts is a little more goth, I think.
Chad's Gifts.
Did you have Spencer's Gifts on the West Coast, Vince?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Definitely a place where you learn a lot about yourself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. By going just fanning through the posters.
Yes. and looking at some of the objects on the wall and going,
It is like a kid. As a kid, you would go in and be like, I don't know what this joke is, but I have to pretend as if I get this joke.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, what was also funny is there were like legit kind of like actual functional sex toys, but then there were like comic ones. And if you had no
there's
clue,
like novelty.
you'd be like, why is this one a lighter? Or, you know what I mean? Like, it would just, and you're just like, so I don't understand. Like, I'm already not understanding my body and I don't understand what is going on here.
I remember being confused because I don't know what blacklight was. So I'd be like, what's blacklight? This is just like, it's no light. This is just black. What's going on?
It's like when I turn the light off. Is that what that means?
Did you have any friends that you were friends with that had a blacklight? One of two posters I'm remembering. One is the big mushroom, the blacklight felt mushroom poster.
Yep.
That like glowed sort of purple. And the other is the blacklight felt take me to your dealer alien poster.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
But
do
you
the
know,
alien, yes.
Take me to your dealer, and it's like an alien smoking pot. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. I remember seeing that in Spencer's Gifts. I didn't have any friends who had that.
Oh, I had a friend named Josh Holloman who had it.
Do we need to bleep that? What's he doing now?
I don't think so. Weed's legal, right?
Right.
The connection that someone would have to make.
Aliens aren't legal. Yeah, but they're not legal.
All
He's
right.
housing aliens, then I don't know if we want to say his name.
I don't think that's what's controversial about the poster.
Look, man, I got it eventually, and I get it today.
Take me to your dealer. I think that's enough banter. Should we start the show?
We can start the show, but we have a message from our sponsors today.
From our sponsor, Swiffer Wedja?
No, an actual real sponsor this time. Can you believe
Wait,
it?
we weren't getting paid this whole time?
Not at all. No, I was paying out the ass to Swiffer.
It is expensive.
Yeah, I was licensing their brand name. It's extremely expensive. You ever notice how some law firms advertise like they're fielding a World Cup squad, but when it's game time, all you get are the bench warmers?
I have noticed that, yeah.
Can you guys give me some details on the last times that you've dealt with a law firm?
I'm not legally allowed to.
Yeah.
That's right.
NDA, baby.
Yeah, doctor-patient confidentiality.
Yeah.
But let's just say
I'm just saying all the abbreviations I know.
Doctor patient confidentiality.
That's my doctor. That lawyer's my doctor. You can't ask.
That's why I can't talk. I showed my lawyer things I shouldn't show.
At Amirian Law, they're not about bright billboards or cheesy jingles. They're focused on what really matters, winning your case and getting you the compensation you deserve. With Amirian Law, you get more firepower than a Bawanga blast from day one when you need it most.
Hell yeah.
So if you want a law firm that plays like a team but delivers like a star striker, call Amirian Law at the special Happy Foot Sad Foot Friend of the Foot phone number 1-866-ARE-WEBACK.
What?
1-866-AREWEBACK. That's 1-866-273-9322. Are we back?
I feel back if we have a special number for a law firm. That feels
think we're
special.
back.
We're back, baby.
I think we're so back. Well, I guess we could say we're back from commercial.
Okay, I think that means we could start the show. Darren, go ahead.
All right, well, as the more casually obsessed LAFC fan on the show, I love LAFC and I'll never miss a match, but I don't have time to stay on top of all the advanced stats, roster moves, rumors, tactics, and off-the-field drama that I can't get from just watching the matches, when all I see watching a match is ball get kicked, ball go in net, homegrown hug Frenchman, then ball get kicked, ball go in net, Frenchman flip. A nice chilled Bawanga blast, orange raz, orgasm, just in time for summer. Luckily, my friends Travis, the human LAFC crazy wall, and Vince, the LAFC
Orange
Patriot.
rasm.
Yeah, what goes in that drink?
Orange rasm. Ordasm. Keep going.
Luckily, my friends Travis, the human LAFC Crazy Wall, and Vince, the LAFC patron saint of tactics, are here to catch me up every week on the most important storylines that live beneath the surface of every match so we could all enjoy them so much more in a segment we call Storylines.
Darren, Vince, Dince, I come to you on this, one of the most important weeks in LAFC history, with our storylines. And of course, our storyline must start with this. Just how fucked is our back line? While it's not yet confirmed, I'm willing to say quite confidently that our captain, Amirian Law, is out for the rest of the season with what I can only assume was an Achilles or an ACL injury that he picked up in the match this weekend. Non-contact, looked bad, carted off the field, certainly doesn't seem like something that he can come back from anytime soon. This, of course, coming in the middle of what was easily his best season in black and gold, so it's especially devastating. And on top of that, we just recently lost Marlon, whose loan was up, and Maxime Chanot has seen about 15 minutes since his concussion earlier in the season, set back his career months, if not longer. Vince, knowing we've lost our captain and our back line, what do you think our center backs will look like for the rest of the season? And how do you think our fan base will respond to our newfound lack of depth at center back?
Do love talking about depth, don't we? Fan base loves depth. Depth's a great player for a star player, DP. Depth
depth stands for.
Depth has the letters D and P in them. I'm assuming just based off of the history is that everyone now loves Amirian Law and he's their favorite player and they've never seen a better player ever in their entire life.
Not a controversial take at all.
And if you think I'm speaking to you, I am Jeff Talk. Amirian Law. Amirian Law is very important, not just the captain, but he's played almost every single game, almost every minute of every single game. Like, there is a reason why LAFC is one of the best at stopping, not just stopping goals, but stopping chances in the league. Like, they don't give up a lot of big chances, and that's part of the game plan. And Amirian Law is a big part of that because of his mobility, his strength. Yeah, he's just a rock back there. And in short term, it's very bad for LAFC because, to your point, like, who's going to be the center backs? Well, Eddie Segura's there. That's fine. But remember, Eddie's coming back from major injuries. He's looked great, though. I'm not saying that, like, I'm worried he's going to have another one or he hasn't been playing well, but you're just now getting, as you said, down the depth chart and you're starting to worry. And Nkosi had luckily been starting to play a couple more games or see some minutes off the bench. So he's now basically slotted in as a starter. And I like Nkosi. I mean, the coaching staff felt that Segura and Long were the better bet back there, and that's why we haven't been seeing him play. That doesn't necessarily mean that Nkosi's not a good player, but they're thin. Chanot hasn't played, I don't know what kind of shape he'll be in, let alone where his head's at, literally. So short term, it's bad for LAFC. Long term, if there's any kind of silver lining, it is that Marlon left. I think regardless, they were going to be looking to probably replace that spot. So I know for a fact that they always kind of have a list of every single position and guys that they're kind of always like looking at. And if a chance arises and there's an opening or they just feel like they need a guy, that they'll go and get him. So it's not like they're having to scramble to do research all of a sudden, but I do think because Marlon was out, they're already like geared up to be like, we're going to have to get a defender. We've got some money to use. Let's do it. You'll get some compensation also from Aaron being on the long-term injury list. So that'll help some of the cap space. But again, that's not until July 24th at the earliest. So as you said, Travis, Minnesota, who's above us in the table, Galaxy, who we hate. Two teams that we will have to play, and it does nothing. There is absolutely nothing you can do right now aside from bringing up guys from like LAFC 2. I mean, Lorenzo Della Valle is back, but he's only played, a couple of halves with LAFC 2, never played, at the top level. So would you throw him into a game of the magnitude of an away game in Minnesota or Derby against Galaxy? I don't think so. So, I mean, there's no way to sugarcoat it. It's very bad just in general because of how good of a player Aaron is, and that's not easy to replace him, period. But the short term is rough. They're gonna have to get creative with some options back there, or just cross their fingers and hope that no one gets injured. But long term, I do think the window opening, it's coming at the right time, and Marlon being gone, I have a feeling they already had somebody in mind. Will they go for 2 now? I don't know. I don't think necessarily, because Chanot is a very good option. Like, you don't need to be 4 or 5 center backs deep, regardless, even though I'm saying this
if
as
Chanot
they're not
is available, right? Like, we don't
Right.
know where Chanot currently is in his health. Although I will say, you said July 24th, that's coming up, right? We're recording this on the 14th. This episode comes out the 15th. It'll be 9 days away if you're listening to this the day it comes out. That's a week of game. Granted, they signed someone the first week, and then who knows when they get here.
Mhm.
But, we have the opportunity to bring someone in sooner than if this happened a month ago, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, the 2 games for sure, you're not going to have anybody. Yeah. Could you have somebody by the 25th when you play Portland? Possibly. Then after that, we do go into Leagues Cup. And as we all know, no one here cares about Leagues Cup.
Mm-hmm. Unless we lose, then it'll be a big deal that we lose.
Then everyone should be fired.
Darren, if this is in fact the end of Aaron Long's season, and I'm pretty sure it is, how do you think the perception of Aaron Long has changed over the course of his time he's been with the club? Has it changed?
That's a good question. I think it has. I feel like we've been privy to a subset of the fan base is a little bit harder on Aaron Long than most. I feel like for the most part, people have been into Aaron Long, and I think there's that subset that thinks he is underperforming and overpaid, and I think that's justified. But I think he did a good job of putting that to rest, at least somewhat, in my opinion, more than somewhat, in the last season and this season. I think he's been solid. At this point, I think, when Jeff Talk comes on the show, it's like, yeah, he's good, but he's still expensive. And it's like, okay, some players are expensive. So I think our defense has been a rock in general for us. He's been a big part of that. I shudder to think what this would be like without the defense that we've had this season, because the offense certainly has not been there. So unfortunately, we're going to find out the answer to that. And hopefully it will be temporary.
And I mean, we've said on this show, what would this team look like if Hugo was the permanent captain? Well, we're about to find out for half a season, right? Like, let's see if that lack of leadership that we claim to know about, which I mean, we can have that conversation, but Aaron Long's not the most vocal dude on the planet. He might be back in the locker room, but he doesn't seem as much on the pitch. I'm curious what it looks like if Hugo's fully in charge out there. But it's rumor season. We're 9 days away from the transfer window. One American gone. Maybe another American joining. And that brings us to our second storyline of the week, and it's this. Could Gio Reyna solve everything for LAFC? Once the young savior of the U.S. men's national team, Reyna has been sidelined for most European clubs he's played with, most recently Dortmund, despite being only the young age of 22. So why are we talking about Gio Reyna? Well, a newspaper with a very German name I won't pronounce, who according to the Dortmund Reddit, is the best and most well-informed newspaper for club news, is claiming that the most likely scenario for Gio's future is a transfer to MLS this summer, and the most concrete club currently is likely LAFC. A young attacking-minded player with a European pedigree would normally make our listeners quite horny, but Gio comes with a bunch of baggage after the last World Cup, where he saw almost no action thanks to his feud with war criminal Greg Berhalter, who is now the coach of the Chicago Fire. Again, Greg Berhalter, a man who thinks passing a ball behind the back is a cool thing to do and worthy of press accord. Truly, like, the only interesting thing that he's ever done, and he thinks it's really exciting.
Wait, I think you need to clarify passing with your hands, not like a behind the back pass with your feet.
Yeah, he gets the ball, passes it behind his back. Everyone in America knows how to play basketball, Greg. You're tall. It's fine.
He also is a number one perpetrator of something that we've talked about often on this show. Just because you got a really expensive pair of Jordans, you are not a stylish person.
100%.
You cannot just put those on and then any pants and then any shirt and be like, yo, I'm like the man. You're not. You just have expensive shoes on.
Say what you will about the underperformance of the current generation of U.S. men's national team. They certainly have more swag than the last generation. I think we need to give them that. Outside of Clint Dempsey, we need to give them that.
That's fair.
So there have been questions about his mentality basically everywhere he's played. But with the World Cup approaching next summer, Most people assume he's trying to find playing time, and he currently is not getting that in Dortmund. Gio's defense isn't great, so he would most likely play as an attacking midfield, I assume, attacking midfielder. If he joined us, maybe the Matty Bogusz role. Vince, how do you feel about a potential Gio signing? Do you think you'd have to be a DP? Where do you see him fitting in with the permanent Dolo ball we'll be playing forever and ever and ever, and not just for a few more months?
I think he would have to be a DP. Just whatever salary he was probably making in Dortmund, I doubt he's going to take that drastic of a pay cut to go underneath it. All the things you've said about him are true. He has been a bit of a head case. He's an incredibly talented player and knows it and believes it. And so that kind of has him butt heads at times, because on top of being kind of tactically undisciplined at times, which in this instance, he is an attacker, right? But like teams are going to expect you, like if there's a guy 5 yards away from you dribbling, maybe try to put some pressure on him. But there's times in which he's basically just been absent in those instances because he is so talented on the ball. He's like, it's like a modern basketball player. I don't need to defend. I'm going to score 50 points on the other end. But he's also been injury prone. So that's where you can't, keep the two, right? You can't be like, well, I'm the man. They're like, yeah, but you can't even stay fit. So you need to listen to us and follow our instructions. Again, that being said, incredibly talented on the ball, like strong dribbler, good passer, can score a goal from time to time, decent shot from outside the box. I found it interesting in watching the Dallas game. The commentators, Neil Sika and Lloyd Sam, I thought they were very good. But one thing they kept going on and on about was their conversation with Steve before the game. And if you aren't aware of kind of how this happens, so before the game, there's a press conference with all the media and it's open. And then there is a chance for the commentators that are going to do the game to speak to the coach somewhat off the record. It's basically away from everyone else. And this is the moment in which the coach will tell them the lineup so that they kind of understand who's going to be in the game, what kind of stories they might want to tell throughout the game. And they can ask questions and the coach is going to be a little bit looser because it's not out in the open. And the reason I say this is they kept referring to LAFC seemingly like it was a done deal. They're going to be restocking and they're going to be getting some firepower from probably out of the country. And that Steve was alluding to it. And for all of you that are like, wait, LAFC never talks in the media. You're right. But Steve definitely shared something with these guys and told them they could kind of like share it out because look, it doesn't matter. The game's already going on. It's not in that open forum where they're going to like spill any big rumors. But the fact that they're saying that means that the club is saying something. And one of the things that they did say that I really picked up on was Steve would like his eights to score a little bit more and to be a little bit more offensive and to get into the box. Gio Reyna is an 8/10. Like that's his position. Take with that what you will. This could just be connecting the dots. I don't know anything. If that paper is reputable, then I think that there is probably some smoke to it. Doesn't mean that it's anywhere close. It would make sense for both parties, and especially as I'm saying what LAFC is kind of looking for. But I did find that interesting that he was basically saying to the commentators, outside of the media, I would like my midfielders to start scoring more. We have Bawanga, but these guys have to be providing some extra oomph from that position. And that's exactly what Gio Reyna is, especially when we talk about what like Thomas Mueller is not like an 8. Like he's a guy that can score goals. He's more of a 10-ish 9. So very interesting if you're kind of reading between the lines.
I Googled the name of the paper. And again, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. And one of the first things that came up was someone asking on the Dortmund subreddit, is this legit? And everyone agreed it's the most well-connected source within the club. So whether or not it's close, the club thinks it's the phrasing was his most likely move is MLS, with LAFC being the most concrete. We know that LAFC can be used to raise salary for other teams. It continues to be used by teams this way. So maybe if they're negotiating with a bunch of clubs in MLS, it might benefit them to say LAFC's in the fray. But someone at Dortmund told a reputable publication that LAFC is the most concrete at this moment. But if it's not us, it looks like Gio Reyna is coming to Major League Soccer.
It could put some pressure on Gio too. Dortmund has been, it's not that they don't want him around, but like it's just not working out. And they've sent him on loan to Forest. He didn't play much at Forest, didn't really get along there. And they're like, look, we're trying to find a spot for you. And it could be behind the scenes where Gio's like, don't want to go there. Don't want to go there. And they're like, look, all these options you've turned down. We're just going to start putting it out there so that when fans hear like, we gave him an option, he turned it down, it's going to be all on you. And if you don't play, it's on you. You picked this decision. We didn't do this to you. That is also a possibility as well.
Darren, it seems like this summer is gearing up to be quite the refresh for LAFC and could make or break the season. It seems like the team is going to have a bunch of new names this summer, as just happened a lot of summers for us. Of all the rumors you've heard so far surrounding LAFC, which one of the names gets you most excited at the possibility of them joining the team?
I think it would have to be Son. He seems to be the best combination of like closest to his prime, most reliable, and most exciting to the fan base. Like the most, I think, ready to go, coming in at full speed. And from what it's not like I've been studying these guys, but from what I've heard about how all of them play, I think that would be the most exciting to watch. And Gio Reyna is like a complete wild card that I am not really up for. The upside, like if he turns out to be the best version of him, that would be great.
Mm-hmm.
The Reyna of it, I think you're right? Like Son is just clearly the best player that has been linked to us. The Reyna of it all is interesting to me, if only because if we didn't know the player, right? Let's just say a guy on the bench for Dortmund, 22-year-old attacking midfielder, can't get time, wants to get minutes. I think we would be like, this is pretty exciting. But like he gets injured, but when he's good, he's okay. Like a raw talent, we would be like, oh, this is the type of DP we want to sign, right? Like a young, exciting, attack-minded player. But because we know what we know, and we've lived through the Gio Reyna experience with Berhalter, he's coming in with all this fucking baggage. But like, I had a Reyna jersey before this past World Cup. I like Reyna. I think he's a very talented, fun player when he is clicking. And I think there's a world in which he could fill in for Matty Bogusz in the way that we've been missing up front.
He's cleaner. Like he's a little bit cleaner on the ball. Matty was a little more raw, but they're both they're both very athletic. They're hard to get off the ball when they're dribbling. And like when Gio's like at full speed, he's something to watch. Like I agree with you. Like if you just don't think about any of the noise, like Gio's really fucking exciting. Like he can pass the ball, he can do everything.
Potentially, like
I mean,
he's potentially going to get better, not worse.
Well, I think the reasoning is, dude has to play if he wants to be part of the World Cup squad, right? He hasn't been called in these past couple of windows. Like he needs to get out there, needs to play, and I think that's part of the pressure. Once again, Dortmund's probably saying, "Look, man, you want to play in the World Cup? It's not working out here. It's not going to happen here. This is it. It's here, or you sit on our bench." So, but to Travis's point, like incredibly, like I don't want to rain on anyone's parade. He's fucking exciting, and he is the exact type of DP profile you would want for this club.
And I do think players tend to play better in the country they were raised, right? They're just used to being here. And it's just that I'm not as low on the Gio signing as I've seen a lot of people be, if only because if there's a system, or not a system, if there's ever been a situation that he will begin to really show us what he's made of, it's in Major League Soccer right now, right? He's just not working overseas.
You can't, I mean, injuries happen, right? But if we could say, barring injuries, I'll take whatever kind of like he doesn't really want to defend or doesn't want to do that. Like we'll figure it out. Like Bawanga doesn't really want to defend. Watch Denny. Watch Denny when there's a guy 5 yards away dribbling. It's hit or miss whether he's going to run after him too. And I think you can afford maybe two of those guys, similar to like Messi. You can afford a Messi because he's Messi. The rest of the guys know that they have to pick up the slack. You can afford a Gio and Bawanga because they are that talented.
It's also Gio and Mueller both feel much more likely than Son as well, which I think is worth remembering too. I still think Son. Sure. I'm still holding out hope. I have a lot of hope around it, but I still, if you put those three names in, I would say Son is easily the least likely of the three to stop by. Okay, so
I'll be excited by it. Though they're all exciting names. Everyone should be reacting positively if any of them come up. I think the disappointing thing will be like, look at this random person we signed that nobody has any idea who this is, and when you look them up, they're not that exciting. Like that's even more likely than all three of them, I think, right?
Well, that seals it. Everyone's going to hate it just because Darren said they have to like it.
Yeah, you have to.
If you think Darren shouldn't tell you what to do, say, don't tell me what to do in the comments. Hey, Darren, don't tell me what to do.
What should people do if they think I should tell them what to do?
Say, Daddy Darren, what are my commands?
Okay, yeah.
Just say Daddy Darren in the comments if you want Darren to say.
Yeah, that's it. He knows what it means.
Yeah. In fact, that's all you're allowed to say according to Daddy Darren. That brings us
deeply upsetting.
Daddy Darren, that brings us to our final storyline of the week. I don't know if you guys remember, this is a big week, and it brings us to our biggest storyline, which is this. Just how badly do the Galaxy need to beat us?
Oh,
As
yeah.
anyone who listens to this podcast knows, El Trafico is the single biggest rivalry in Major League Soccer, and always all bets are off when we play each other. And no season has that all bets are off thing felt more real than this one, where we're coming off a convincing match against the world champions Chelsea, a thing we can now say, the Club World Cup champions Chelsea, who we played better against than Paris Saint-Germain. Just something to everyone to remember. We beat them 0-2, and Paris Saint-Germain beat them 0-3. I know beat is the wrong word. I was trying to make a joke. It really didn't connect. But I do think
comparing
we gave them
moral victories.
I texted the host of London is Blue to just be like, do you guys like Club World Cup now? And he goes, you guys gave us a harder time than Paris. And it's where like, he wasn't joking. We really did. I'm not saying we're better than Paris, but we did give Chelsea a harder time than what they faced in the finals. We just had that against the world champions. Meanwhile, the Galaxy are currently worst in Major League Soccer and had the worst start of the season than any team had. I'm just going off the cuff right now. The typos are going through my mouth. Can mouths have typos? The Galaxy had the worst start to the season in Major League Soccer history.
I'll help you out there. They're not good.
Right? They're bad. By all accounts, if this was a normal game, we would assume we're going to dominate the Galaxy. But that never seems to be the case when these two teams play. Historically, LAFC plays down to the Galaxy, and they play their best football of the season. Despite finishing with better records than them almost every single season we've played, they still lead us in head-to-head matches in El Trafico, but we can tie that up this week. The Galaxy have won 10 times, LAFC have won 9, and we've drawn 6. Over the course of the 25 games that we've played, the average goals per game is around 4.5. That's the average. That's insane. But in games that count, including the MLS is Back COVID tournament and playoff matches, we have won 3 and lost 0. They have beaten us in US Open Cup, but I'd like to remind everyone that we are currently the reigning US Open Cup champions, so that's not really something you have to think about. What's weird about this El Trafico is that while all eyes will be fixated on the Galaxy within the fan base, we're actually facing a much harder team on Wednesday away when LAFC travels to Minnesota. They're currently second in the West with 8 points better than us, but 2 points behind San Diego. Again, reminder, we have 3 games in hand on Minnesota, but they do have 8 points up on us. In their last 5 games, they've only lost 1. They've won 3 times and drawn once. Vince, knowing how long this season is, do you think there's a chance the Galaxy are going to be able to turn it around this season, especially if Puig comes back healthy? And why have things felt a little bit differently from them lately? They actually won their last 2.
I mean, they couldn't possibly be as bad as they were. Like they do have a collection of talent that's better than their record was, and they had injuries, and then they had guys that like weren't happy, and they were chopping and changing, and so they are a little bit more cohesive, but they're still not great. And it is kind of crazy just how important Riqui Puig is to that team. And when you think about what he does and the way he plays, like that we were just talking about with like Gio Reyna and Heung-min Son or in Boanga even, the team plays for that player. Like Puig has a license to do whatever he wants, and the team knows that, and they fill in the gap. So when he's not there, the rest of the guys are kind of like, who takes over? And they have a lot of guys that like they're really good at getting on the end of passes from Riqui Puig, but not necessarily at creating the way he does. And Marco Reus is a pretty good understudy, but he's old. I mean, he can't do it quite the way Ricky does. Like you watch the way Ricky plays, and he'll come 60 yards to come pick up the ball, dribble through 3 guys, and then thread a pass. Like Marco Reus could do that maybe once a game. That was him on a consistent basis, especially against LAFC. So I'm very glad that he will not be playing in this game. But LAFC has to, as you said, take this as if they're Galaxy at full strength, top of the table, because that's how they play us every time they play against LAFC, home, away. And if you remember that game that we ended up drawing in the dying minutes, we did not start the game well. And I think that, once again, Galaxy have absolutely nothing to lose. LAFC, not just in that game, but in a lot of games, has had to build into games. They cannot do that. They need to be ready to go from minute 1, or else they'll get punched in the mouth just like they did at Carson. Luckily, they were able to claw their way back, but the Galaxy are a better team than I think they were when LAFC played them way back when. And as for Minnesota, they're above us in the table. Like it's a tough spot to be in. I don't think LAFC could really say that one game is more important than the other because they just need points, right? Even if it is the Galaxy and they're below you, like we just saw this past week. Get those 2 games. Both those teams are behind you. LAFC needs to be winning those games in hand, or else we're going to start looking at an opportunity in which we're fighting just to have a home game in the playoffs. Minnesota's going to be completely different, though. I mean, you're going to have to be on your game because they do have a level of intensity. They like to play with intensity. They like to press, but they do not want the ball at all. So it's going to be interesting the way 2 teams that kind of don't want the ball. We've noticed LAFC these last 2 matches. They were at home though, played against 2 teams that didn't really want the well. One had a red card. I don't think Colorado meant to not play with the ball, but they had no choice. Dallas absolutely were deciding, let's just sit back and see what we can happen. It'll be interesting because LAFC is going to have to do that again. We know they've struggled with that, but Minnesota is a much better organized team and a much better counterattacking team on the season than either of the teams LAFC just played. So you cannot make mistakes. I do think LAFC has a chance in this game. This will be a really good litmus test. Like these 2 wins that they got before, kind of expected. I feel like we're going to learn something from this game Wednesday. I don't know if we can say that do we ever learn anything from the Galaxy game? I don't necessarily know. Like we just learned like kind of those like external things like heart, pride, all the like they don't want it more, that kind of stuff, or they're afraid of winning. But
that's a good one.
Yeah, Minnesota. I think if you are one of those people that is attuned to want to say tactics, like that's a game. Watch closely. Watch how LAFC controls the game with the ball. Watch if they're able to break Minnesota down, and watch how well, without Aaron Long, mind you, they're able to defend when they are turned over. Because that is where Aaron really shone for LAFC because he's such a presence and he's able to cover a lot of ground. That's going to be an interesting part of that game. And let's be honest, that's an interesting part of LAFC season as long as Aaron's gone and until they have a replacement. How does LAFC cope with the ball turning over in instances when maybe they're 3v3 or 4v4? You used to have Aaron Long. Now you don't. And we could start to see more goals in transition against LAFC, and that would be pretty much worst case scenario.
Darren, Vince touched on it a little bit, but knowing that Minnesota is someone we're chasing for points and Carson is our biggest rival, for you personally, which game this week do you think is more important?
Carson.
Great. That's our storylines for this week's match. When we come back, we're going to play a game about how teeny tiny Riqui Puig is.
And we're back. When we started this podcast, we made a pledge to our audience that we won't be the smartest LAFC podcaster around, but we will be the dumbest. That was before Vince joined, so now being the dumbest takes a lot of extra work. Challenge accepted. It's El Trafico week and a double match week, so it's yet again time for a rapid fire quiz on several answers to one dumb question. This time with a twist. We'll tally up who gets the most right answers. A winner will be crowned, and we'll all be dumber for it. Because the only thing dumber than playing this game is playing this game over and over again because LAFC is undefeated when we play it. That's right. It's time for the game that's become bigger than all of us. It's time for Is It Bigger Than Riqui Puig? Minnesota edition.
Wow. My favorite game we played.
The production quality of this podcast is
just keeps getting better and better.
It's really up and down.
Yep. Sometimes.
It's really hit or miss. Okay. Thank you for bearing with me, everybody. We're playing the best game of all time. Is It Bigger Than Riqui Puig? Are you guys ready? Who's going first? Do you guys want to volunteer this time? This is the Minnesota edition, which means every single question that I'm posing is relevant to Minnesota.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's exactly the same as it always is.
I'll go first because I think I won last time.
That's true.
Brag.
You're being very modest. Okay. The reigning champion, Vince, you will go first. Vince, are you ready?
Yes.
Is it bigger than Riqui Puig? Minnesota's own Prince.
That's a great one.
Yes.
No, that is incorrect. Prince is 5'2". That is not bigger than Riqui Puig.
Never seen him smaller than 6 foot though. Those
What
shoes.
about in heels? Yeah.
That's true.
That's not fair.
That's
okay.
true, but we don't know how tall Riqui Puig is in heels, to be fair.
I'd like to see it.
Travis, is it bigger than Riqui Puig? The longest common wingspan of a Minnesota loon.
The longest common wingspan of a Minnesota Loon?
There's like a range of like a common wingspan, but like we're taking the longest possible wingspan, your average wingspan. We're taking the high end.
The longest of the common wingspans is bigger than Riqui Puig, yes.
That is incorrect. I'm so sorry.
Wow.
It is 4'10" is the longest wingspan you'll find on average. We're all zeros right now. Okay, yeah. Vince, is it bigger than Riqui Puig? Minnesota's own Bob Dylan.
Yes.
That is correct by half an inch. Bob Dylan is bigger than Riqui Puig. Congratulations, Vince. It looks like for now you're hanging on to the championship belt. Travis, is it bigger than Riqui Puig? Minnesota United defender Michael Boxall, 2025 MLS All-Star.
Yes, it's bigger than Riqui Puig.
Yes, that is correct.
I should have picked to go second. I would have gotten that.
And he's a normal soccer player, so it's not
huge.
Close.
He's a big boy.
Vince, is it bigger than Riqui Puig? Minnesota's own Lizzo.
This is a trick question.
That is correct. Lizzo is 5'10". So
Lizzo's flute is bigger than Riqui Puig.
I should have put that. Travis, it's time to keep playing. Is it bigger than Riqui Puig? 20 cans of Spam stacked on top of one another. Spam, of course, from the Hormel Company, born in Minnesota.
20 cans of Spam. I've held a can of Spam. I'm going to guess it's about 4 inches. 20 times 4. It is not bigger than Riqui Puig.
Wow. Travis, that was incredible math.
On the fly.
That was really good.
Thanks, man.
20 cans is 5'6", which is, I think, really close to what you said.
Yeah, that's just really close.
Vince, are you ready?
Yes.
Is it bigger than Riqui Puig? The average height of Minnesota's own, the Coen brothers.
I know nothing about. I've never actually seen them. Oh my god.
Well, then they've done a good job, huh? They know which direction to point the camera.
Right. Oh, god damn it, Darren. End the game. It's over. Yes. Yes, they are.
That is correct. The Coen brothers, on average, are 5'10".
Is one really taller than the other? No.
One's very tall.
They're both one's 6 foot tall and one's 5'8".
Oh, okay.
And 5'8's tall. We all agree.
Yeah. And 5'9.5", 5'10" is extremely tall.
Yeah, it's like scary almost. Yeah.
Like you can dunk a basketball.
Right. Well, I can't, but let's keep it in the family, fellas. Travis, is it bigger than Riqui Puig? Francis McDormand, American treasure.
Is Francis McDormand height-wise bigger than Riqui Puig? Fuck. No,
one of the single greatest actors we have.
Not bigger than Riqui Puig.
She was great.
That is correct, Travis.
Wow, we're doing great, Vince.
You guys good?
A lot of
it is now 3-3.
really famous people
I'm going
from
to keep
Minnesota.
score as we go. It's 3-3. Vince, are you ready?
Yes.
Is it bigger than Riqui Puig? Minnesota's own Louis Anderson. May he rest in peace.
Again, we're talking height.
Yeah.
Yes, we're talking height.
Calm it down.
We lose our sponsor the first episode.
Right. No.
That is incorrect. Louis Anderson was 5'7". And 7 feet tall in our hearts.
How tall is Riqui Puig?
It's like 5'6".
Riqui Puig is 5'6.5".
And a half.
Yeah.
That half is important.
169 centimeters, 137 pounds.
Only short people use half. That's how you know he's short.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Well, especially at that level. Anything 5 foot with a half is bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
It's bad. Short people are bad.
Yep.
Travis, are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, start the clock. Travis, is it bigger than Riqui Puig? Minnesota United midfielder Robin Lod.
I'm looking at Vince. I don't know, and what I'm going to say is, I know we've already said one is bigger than Riqui Puig. I'm going to just play the game and think you're going to do the next one is shorter. So complete guess. He is not bigger than Riqui Puig.
Terrible guess, Travis. Terrible guess. He is a soccer player in the league that Riqui Puig plays in, so he is most likely bigger than Riqui Puig. Vince.
You could say that's a big lod.
Nice. Vince. Is it bigger than Riqui Puig?
And you to make a big load joke.
I know. Something's wrong here.
Vince, I gave Travis an MLS player.
Mm-hmm.
Now I need you to tell me, is it bigger than Riqui Puig? A baker's dozen of Lando Lake's sticks of butter stacked the long way.
Yes.
No.
Try to guess what we cut?
Try to guess what you got? It was me screwing up that whole thing. A baker's dozen of Lando Lake's butter stacked the long way is, of course, 5'2". That is not enough. It's not enough, but it's pretty close. Because Riqui Puig is pretty short. I don't know.
Do you ever see that WWE sign that's, I think it's Kane? I forget who, some wrestler, it says, Kane eats corn the long way.
That's funny.
I love that. Okay, Travis. This one's important. Are you ready?
Born ready.
Is it bigger than Riqui Puig? Minnesota's own F. Scott Fitzgerald.
Oh, drunk. He's a drunk. His wife fucked around on him. Hemingway hated him behind his back, but loved him to his face.
We're getting a lot of information about F. Scott Fitzgerald that is not his height.
None of
I'm
which
going
is
to
height
say
related.
F. Scott Fitzgerald feels 5'8". He's bigger than Riqui Puig.
Wow, Travis. Redemption and then some. F. Scott Fitzgerald is 5'8.5".
Yeah, baby.
Wow.
You almost, given your logic about the type of people that say the half, he
Makes
does fit
sense.
that narrative, given everything you just said. So
Yeah.
you almost had it. Incredible. Okay. Vince, is it bigger than Riqui Puig? Oh, man, this one's too easy. Is it bigger than Riqui Puig? Minnesota United goalkeeper Dane Sinclair.
Fuck, man.
Yes.
Wow, Vince, you got it.
That's pretty good drawing.
The other two. Sorry, Travis. Okay, Travis.
Just remember that when you win, Vince. It doesn't count. It's
Travis
like
is-
when
Oh,
Gareth Bale-
sure.
Travis, it's time to lock in. Are you ready?
Locked in, baby.
Is it bigger than Riqui Puig? The average height of a Minnesota moose.
A moose? Of course it's bigger than Riqui Puig.
Agreed.
Yeah, moose are big.
Wholeheartedly.
That's as
Large.
easy as the goalkeeper one. A moose
Yeah.
is like so fucking big.
They say Dan Sinclair is the moose of goalkeepers in the MLS.
I don't
Yeah,
think
I
people
don't think they say
understand
that.
how big a moose is. A moose is like 13 feet tall. It
The
is
average height
big
of a
as
Minnesota moose is 6'7".
Wow.
fuck. Okay, that's still really big.
That's
Yeah.
just to the shoulders, actually.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
okay, and the head and the fucking horns, and that's the average. These things are giant.
Okay. Thanks for the Nat Geo.
Yeah.
And F. Scott Fitzgerald, I guessed this height just by his personality.
That's pretty
And
good.
Vince still has a chance of
Extra
winning.
point.
This is
Get
one
out
of
of
those
here.
games where you like
All right, let's get on with the
convince
game.
your way to
Jeez.
a win.
I have
Yeah.
done a better job than Vince, and I need everyone to remember that.
Okay. What are
Travis,
you, the
you're-
LAFC of this game?
Travis, you're very handsome.
The moral victory.
Yeah, you're the moral victory.
Okay. Vince, is it bigger than Riqui Puig? I'm so sorry.
I swear, you can mix it up. You don't have to go in the order that you created.
Yes, he
You
does.
Keep
Yes,
giving
he
him easy
does.
ones.
I got to go first. I picked first.
Okay, here's one.
Fucker.
Is it
Piece of shit. Just say it. He's going to get it right.
is it
What if I don't?
okay.
Is it a basketball
All right.
player? Please tell me it's a basketball player.
Is it bigger than Riqui Puig? Vince. Minnesota's own Jesse the Body Ventura.
You don't have to go in order. Give him F. Scott Fitzgerald.
I'm gonna say even laying on his back, he might be tall. He's bigger than Ricky Puig.
That is correct. Travis, are you ready?
You fucker.
I mean, he's like
Is it
13
bigger?
feet tall.
Travis, is it bigger than Riqui Puig? Minnesota United midfielder Joaquin Pereira.
God damn it. They've all been bigger than him so far. Okay. The gameplay could be going two directions now where
Travis,
they all are bigger.
I cannot stress this enough. There's no such thing as gameplay with facts.
No, but there's a game master, right? And sometimes if you don't know the answer, thinking like the game master is helpful. He is bigger than Riqui Puig.
Who, the game master?
No, the player is bigger than Riqui Puig.
That is correct.
Thank fucking God.
Congratulations, Travis. Vince, is it bigger than Riqui Puig? Minnesota's own Steve Zahn.
Of course he's from Minnesota. What a great guy.
Wow. Yes.
Vince is unstoppable. Steve Zahn is bigger than Riqui Puig. He's 5'7" and a fourth.
And a fourth. Ooh. Curveball.
That's 3/4 of an inch taller. Okay, Travis.
Steve Zahn, one of America's greatest living actors. I really believe.
Really
that.
funny.
Yeah, almost as good as Francis McDormand. Is it bigger than Riqui Puig? The statue of Mary Tyler Moore in Minneapolis. Not Mary Tyler Moore, the actual human being.
Yes.
The statue of her that resides in downtown Minneapolis, where the opening of the Mary Tyler Moore show was set, where she tosses her hat into the air. Travis, is it bigger than Riqui Puig?
I would like to think that they wouldn't make the statue shorter than Riqui Puig. So as long as we're talking about the statue itself, including the base, yes, it's taller than Riqui Puig.
That is correct. I love that you said including the base.
There's a world in which
cut that for other things.
Yeah. It's federal law that no statue can be shorter than Riqui Puig. Of course, the Mary Tyler Moore statue in Minneapolis is 8 feet tall, as it should be. Mary Tyler Moore herself was 5'7", still half an inch taller than Riqui Puig.
Am I winning?
Are we back? I think we're tied.
I think I'm winning.
Travis is winning by 1 with that last question.
I knew it.
Okay.
But Vince, you have a question in hand.
No, he doesn't. He went first.
No, I went first.
We're down to the final 3 questions.
But I went first.
So we have an odd number of questions.
You're just rigging it for him every step of the way. I'm in the lead, fair and square, and he gets an extra question?
How many are there?
Bollocks.
Why did you make an odd number of questions?
I just put as many as I could think of before I had to go do the next thing in my life.
Cut one of the 2.
I will.
Okay.
Don't give him the easier one.
I know what I'll do. I'll do a bonus round. Ready? Vince.
Yes.
Is it bigger than Riqui Puig? The length of a twister mat. Twister, of course, hails from Minnesota, as we all know.
Yes.
That is correct.
Yeah, that game was hard.
The length of a twister mat is 5'7".
Yep, makes sense. You
So
gotta
if
get
I
this.
don't
You gotta
get
get this
this-
to win. We tie.
But if we tie and then we have a tiebreaker.
Oh, that's a tiebreaker.
Sudden death.
Yeah. So we're either I win or we go to sudden death.
Yes. To break the tie and win or fall flat on your face.
I hope it's
Better
another
not be
Minnesota
another
soccer
Minnesota
player.
United player.
Yes.
Is it bigger than Riqui Puig? The shortest active player on the Minnesota Wild NHL team, Matt Zuccarello.
That's tough. Not all hockey players are tall.
Don't fucking try to psych me out.
Hashtag
Yes,
not
they
all
just
are.
saying.
hockey players.
Yes, they are all tall.
Well, on skates.
Yeah, they have skates on though.
And pads. Is the shortest member of the Minnesota Wild bigger than Riqui Puig?
I mean,
Yes.
Prince is going to be
Yes.
tall on skates and pads.
Yes, no question. Bigger than Riqui Puig.
That is correct. He's
Eat my
5'8".
fucking ass, Ben.
Travis,
Fuck
that is
you.
correct.
He finally did it.
Wow. The winner and new champion.
Well,
Does anyone want to just take a stab at the bonus question?
No.
I mean, I'll just say this: if Travis won, but if LAFC end up losing, we know why.
Oh, that's true. We are superstitious about this game.
So, Travis, no pressure.
Thank you all for playing. If you played along, let us know how you did.
If you want a Hello Kitty doll, leave a cat in the comments.
Oh. Now
I'll
he's
pick
won
a
him
random
back,
comment.
and now he's won him back on his side.
Wow, Travis, bribing the listeners.
I was going to come up with a better way to do it, but just leave a cat.
I like it. It's a little Easter egg in the...
This is a fun way to find out that no one makes it this far in the episodes.
Well, joke's on us.
We've seen two pieces of evidence that are very clear. One is everyone wants a Hello Kitty doll. We learned that this week. And two, no one's going to comment.
Well, you mean I don't stick around for bets?
Take us to the break, Darren.
Oh, well, when we come back, it's time to make some bets. And we're back. Now it's time for a segment called Bet It and Forget It.
Bet it and forget it.
Every week on the show, we end it with a bet for this week's games. We make an outlandish prediction, something that almost definitely will not happen, but could. Each week, we put up $5. If no one hits, the money rolls over to the next week, and eventually, by the time someone's weird prediction comes true, they might win a good chunk of change. Can you guys see the fly that's flying in front of me every 15 seconds?
No,
I think you're having a psychotic break, Darren.
Yeah, that's usually true on the show.
Let's get these bets in before you lose your mind.
No one's bet cash last week.
Darren, you haven't had a podcast. You've just been talking to yourself.
We're not even here.
Cut to a wide shot of me just sitting in a chair talking to the wall.
Your friend from college and the guy who works at LAFC don't host the podcast with you.
Ever.
What's happening?
About feet? That would be, no one would make that podcast.
Why is my wife looking at me and crying?
Keep going.
The pool for this week is $90.
We're getting up there.
Some real money again.
Yeah. Are we 1866? Are we ba?
Are we bad?
Are we bad?
I have a bet, and I'm very
hold on real quick. Sorry. Travis, are we sure that your bet didn't cash last week?
What was my bet last week?
Your bet last week is that a Labubu would be shown on the BMO Stadium Jumbotron.
I believe in our fans enough.
Someone would have
told. They would have told us that a Labubu was seen. I also think somebody brought a sign actively trying to get Labubu on the screen. It was and I want to say, I think it was Lisa. I want to say thank you for bringing that sign. And they did it in a really smart way where it was Hello Kitty is greater. Hello Kitty and like Hello Kitty Night are better than Labubu. And it was such a smart way to try to get my bet to cash. And so I want to say thank you. But you
just couldn't take the chance with that intellectual property,
Yeah. They were like, on Hello Kitty Night?
Yeah. We'll put fuck ice on there, but Labubu?
Not anymore. I got more clarity to the ice policy. I guess they basically gave them the one game worth the signs. And now it's sort of like, just don't like make a show of it on the screen and it's fine. But MLS shut everybody down because I think they're afraid of tax shit. They have a huge tax exemption that they want to keep. And Trump is very, when someone does something against him,
sure, whatever the fuck you want here.
It's funny. It is the one president where it actually matters. Like they've had these policies in place for all like other presidents, but it's like no one's actually going to do that. And they're like, yeah, but this guy, and you're like, yeah, he could.
Meanwhile, he's like destroying the Department of Education in Maine because they said one mean thing to him once.
Yeah.
So I did wear my shirt though, and they let me in. No one stopped me. I think it's just sort of like they're not letting the signs. Okay, I have
Trump, if you're listening, you did a great job at the celebration for the
absolutely fantastic job at the Trump World Cup.
I just love the look on Cole Palmer's face.
The Trump World Trump.
I might get a Cole Palmer jersey just because I love him so much more. He's not only a great player, but the fact that he was just dumbfounded and like he's like, "Hey, geezer, get off the fucking stage."
Did you see? He said, "What the fuck is he doing?"
Yeah,
yeah. And then somebody else did the lip reading. Somebody else said, "Are you going to leave?"
Are you going to leave? And he said, and he goes, "No."
Great. Okay. What's your bet, Travis?
And answered.
I do, as an Arsenal fan, it's nice that all of their trophy photos include the biggest fascist since Adolf Hitler. Okay.
They photoshopped him out.
Did they?
Yeah.
That's funny.
It looks awful.
Smart though.
I have a bet and I'm very confident in it and I'm coming up with it right now. And it's this.
Mm-hmm.
Nathan Ordaz, over the course of 2 games, will have 4 goals.
Oh,
I don't know what because 3 you wouldn't give it to me, right? 3 is too likely. Would you give me 3?
No, we're doing hat tricks on a game basis, aren't we?
So 4 goals over the course of 2 games for Nathan Ordaz. And because he doesn't take PKs. I think that's pretty good for old
That's
Nathan.
good.
Tough. This is a tough one.
MLS All-Star snub, Nathan Ordaz.
Mm-hmm. Better than Messi.
Golden Boot contender.
You should have done a Labubu thing in the Bigger Than Ricky Puig game. I guess it's not Minnesota. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no Labubus in Minnesota. They're outlawed.
Yeah, none at all.
That's why I love the state so much.
Right.
We all love the state of Minnesota.
I will say I've been desensitized in my hatred because so many people have tried to torment me with it this week. So I'm not as viscerally
It's been kind of
triggered by the word Labubu as I was.
Wow.
Well,
That's
okay.
big.
Well, good.
So you guys broke me.
Great.
Or you could say you're growing up, but it's fine.
No, I've been broken.
My bet is gonna be that the player that replaces Aaron Long, we don't know who it is, but I'm gonna bet that they score the game-winning goal in one of the games.
Whoa.
So it could be Nkosi.
I love that bet.
Could be Maxime Chanot. We don't know who it is. Whoever. I mean, we're assuming Eddie Segura is going to start the game. So whoever is the partner of Eddie Segura, if they score a game-winning goal in either of the games, my bet will cash.
I love that. And you just mean mathematically, right? Like they could score it in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah, like LAFC could score, or they could score 5 goals, and then the other team scores 4, and that one person happened to score the 5th one. Well, that's still the game-winning goal.
Yeah, great.
But that wouldn't count if it was the first of 5.
Correct.
Okay.
It is the goal that puts us over the top.
Correct.
In one of the games. I think that's
one of the
great.
games.
I think that's a really fun bet.
Speaking of over the top,
It's coming. Here it is.
Mark Delgado is going to have a goal and an assist specifically to Denny Bouanga.
Okay.
So it's a goal. He will have his own goal
In one game?
In one game.
Ooh, yes.
I'm
in
not
either of the games.
I'm not going to give it to you
Yeah,
over 2 games.
in either
I
of the
agree.
games.
He's been playing well.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. All
These
right.
are good bets.
I thought of that as soon as
see.
the words over the top were said. And I said,
I was like,
okay.
where's he going with this?
I thought you were going with the Lloris kicking the ball to Bouanga again.
Yeah, that was
over
the
the top.
misdirect.
Yeah. Well done.
We shall see. That's our show. El Trafico, Minnesota. We'll see you after each of those games unless we decide to cancel again. Our theme music is
So
I'll be
done
there.
by the insane team of James Valentine from Maroon 5, Nate Walcott from Bright Eyes, and Louis Palmer, the famous jazz drummer. You can subscribe to our YouTube at youtube.com/@happyfootsadfoot. If you want to help the show, you can become a patron. But if, that's not for everyone. Some people can't afford to become a patron at $5 a month. Then please give us a review over at Apple Music or Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Ideally, a positive review. Also, if you're watching this or listening, thumbs up and comment. Those things go a long way. Make sure you're subscribed. I just kind of stopped reading the end of this. I used to read it all, but I kind of don't anymore. I love you, and we'll see you on the live stream and at BMO. And if you see Vince, will you be at the Trafico game?
I will.
Okay, so we'll all have a pocket full of pins, so long as we get to Vince before you see him.
No pins for me.
Vince will have all the pins.
If Vince will have pins, if we see him
Flip
before
me upside
you
down
do.
and shake me, and I will they'll all drop out of my pocket.
Vince will not have anything. I will have both pins and stickers, I believe.
And I will just have pins. So if you see us, we will have those for you. I think we might get there and get a little fucked up at the tailgate. So come get fucked up with us. Vince, you want to get fucked up?
I mean, yeah, I'm down.
Let's get fucked up. Okay.
I will be getting fucked up. Parent obligations pending.
Okay.
Parent obligation pending. Darren, we don't have to tell him. That's our show. Bye. I love you. Bye.
I love you. Bye.